What's happening, everybody? Welcome in. Everyone longed Bitcoin, right? Duh. What's up, Cody? What's up, Jamie? Liam? Lucas? Eli? You're gonna try again for like the fourth time to get in the Discord? I'll post a link in the chat during this stream. Market's not looking too bad. A lot of the original plans obviously didn't end up working out, but what a wick. Basically just got a nice sweep into daily demand. 12 hour. Right. Pretty solid. Yeah, back above Monday's low, back above the weekly open. I would assume the low of the week is in. And basically, anyone that bought in here just got stopped out. Unless they were playing with a wide stop, but people don't usually do that. So welcome in, everybody. We'll officially get started in just a sec. Pump it, Cause Dart. What's good, Cause? Apes here too, evolving. What's up, Park City? I sound different. Angle. I don't know why. I do need to get a voice changer though, so I can sound like a girl and then get a bunch of simps in the chat. A bunch of likes on the videos. No, man, Mike's the same. I don't know why it sounds different. Anyway. Oh no. Well, welcome in, everybody. As usual, a couple shout outs to give before we get started. Shout out to Trader Joe, the swap on Avalanche. Shout out to Bybit, my preferred derivatives trading platform. And shout out to Magic Eden. They're making moves in the NFT space. And shout out to them for sponsoring the stream. Also, if you need a VPN, I have a great deal on NordVPN in the description. And that's all I got. So, let's get started now. Looking at the high time frame picture, Bitcoin looks pretty good. I mean, it's looking a lot better than it was. A couple days ago, it looked pretty bad. I think we were streaming like, let's see. Today is Thursday, Wednesday, Tuesday. I think we were streaming in this area of price, something like that. We were talking about how the daily looks a little suspect because we had this highest daily close ever. We swept the all-time high and then retested it from below. We were looking for a pullback. I unfortunately longed a little bit early here That was the trade I tweeted. Got stopped out of that. It is what it is. Ethereum long is still fine. Had some wide stops on there, but we're still in that one. And the FTT long is also still doing fine. It's annoying. It's annoying that it broke back down, but I'm still in it. Oops. And it's really testing my patience. So, however, once we break out of this range, I'll be moving my stop up. It looks okay though. I don't love how we have a flat bottom on this. Well, actually, it's not quite a flat bottom. Looks kind of flat bottomy. But I wouldn't be surprised if we like consolidated in here for a little bit. We just had so much volatility that the market might just chill out. So I did end up buying some Bitcoin. I didn't tweet or post the setup on Discord. But so no clout for that. But I do have Bitcoin exposure, and then that FTT long and Ethereum long, but it's not my stop on Bitcoin's pretty wide. Entered somewhere in here, stop was below this demand, so it's sitting at like 1R, whatever. Let's zoom back out. If I had to guess where we'd bounce from, it would have been this weekly SR area, and it's nice that we have a bit of confluence with this demand. So this was the last bit of selling that led to the break above that resistance, and we just swept the low into demand. So that's bullish. That's a nice setup. I obviously wouldn't want to long right now with a stop down here because you've got like a $4,000 stop loss, almost more. So I think the opportunity has kind of passed, but if we do establish a range in here, I think there might be a shot to get long. Zooming out though, I mean, we kind of have this, whatever you want to call it. I don't know exactly how you would draw it, but something like this. I mean, you can just see we've been in a downtrending structure for the past week, a little bit over a week, 8-9 days. So I would like to see Bitcoin break out of this. And if we can get back above 63, 64K, then I think we are back to the all-time high races. And this was probably all just a high leverage shakeout. Because with this candle right here, when we had this super explosive candle breaking all-time highs and stuff like that, people probably just cranked up that leverage and expecting that this was just going to continue to go straight up because it just broke all-time highs. Obviously, that was false. And from that high, we pulled back almost 15%. So a lot of people would have gotten stopped out there, but now we've kind of cleared the path for further upside. And also, if we take a look at funding, it's already, dang, that's kind of surprising actually. I thought it would be a bit more flat. So I guess people are really just aping in with leverage right now. It's me, I'm people. Yeah, it kind of seems like people really got long after this dump. Because this funding, I would have expected it to be lower. But, I mean, that doesn't really change the high time frame thesis. If this just consolidates here for, or low time frame thesis, I guess. If it just consolidates here for a couple days, I'm sure some people will close their longs. Sometimes it just takes a bit of consolidation to lower funding. We'll see what happens. I guess the bottom line for Bitcoin right now is I wouldn't FOMO into a long right now after we had a wick and buyback of like 7.3%. Get above 63.5 though, and we're probably off to the races. All right. Ethereum, on the other hand. So we longed Ethereum. I think I have the setup on this chart. Yeah, at 39.75. So like right around here. This was the key SR level we were watching. It held really well here. Held very nicely once again. And it is funny that Bitcoin's pretty much the only coin that took out the low from the consolidation. Like Ethereum barely even moved. So I think it was just a big stop run on Ethereum. But Ethereum looks more bullish. We can take a look at ETH BTC actually. We flipped this SR level. Yeah, it's back at resistance, so we'll see. Either I think, you see how we had this old range right here? We might kind of see ourselves establish back within that. But it does look like we've kind of broken out. I mean, you can see we had this downtrend here. A lot of buying coming through with ETH BTC. And back above this pivot that was capping us for a little while. So as long as we can stay above that, I think we'll see some more upside on ETH BTC. Flipping this orange level could give us a nice lower time frame move as well. But yeah, Ethereum like looks a lot better than Bitcoin right now, and I think that's pretty obvious to see. I mean, it's trading back at these highs, and Bitcoin is not close to that. So just like flipping back and forth, you can clearly see the strength from Ethereum. So if we do get consolidation or a pullback or something, if the market needs to chill out after this crazy volatility, I would prefer Ethereum longs over Bitcoin longs. But like I don't want to long right into this structure like a new long. I'm happy holding my long from earlier. But I would want to see like a range develop, break out of that, because then you can define your risk more clearly versus right now it's like I have no idea where I would put a stop loss if I was to long right here. A lot of alts though held up surprisingly well throughout this dump. So I like how avax looks here. 60 is previous all-time high, and that's acted as a pivot for a while now. But you can see we had this whole consolidation here, and basically that's what held this support, and now we're kind of starting to grind back up again. Let's take a look at this chart. Right at Monday's low. I don't know why these labels aren't showing. There we go. So I'd be looking for a flip of Monday's low and the weekly open for a long, and I think that works out really well. Like that's a decent looking setup. It's respecting these levels really well. As you can see, we rejected from it like 3 times already. So an SR flip right there would be pretty good. I want to see like an explosive move away from this level though, and then more of a rounded retest and go. Because like right now you could say, oh, we closed that candle above Monday's low and retested it, but that's not enough for me. More often than not, that's kind of that can be a little trap. So we could still see something like this where it pulls back a little bit, consolidate, but I want an explosive move above those 2 levels, something like that. Not just some tiny breakout and retest. I need to see this actually go for it. Sol's looking pretty good too. Held up pretty well after the dump. Basically just establishing a range right here. It's pretty clean. Testing the mid-range right now, but put in this high, low, swept the high, swept the lows, and zooming in where we consolidated here, something like this. Nice breakout, retest, and now it's pushing. So Sol looks solid. I think this is one of the more bullish looking altcoins right now. And if we flip that mid-range, we look for a move up to the range highs. So we'll see if we can find any confluence from this. We did have that drawn from last stream. However, I kind of wanted it to hold on this test. But that's okay. That level failed, and then we reclaimed it. So, and we are back within Monday's range. So, which is like here. Actually, it's a little off. Yeah, this low. So I'd like to see Sol hold this low right there. Because this same setup that we have right here, right, this range setup, you can zoom in and find that on Sol. Took out the high, took out the low, now it's trying to break out of the range and continue up. So we shouldn't break this low, but if I was playing it a little more conservatively, I would have my stop a bit wider. FTT, we kind of talked about this already, still long. Luna looks pretty good as well. Nice sweep of the low into this consolidation. Right, so accumulated, consolidated in this zone or whatever, broke out, put in this low here, and now anyone who got long in here probably had their stop loss at one of these lows, and they just got stopped. So Luna is another one of the stronger pairs right now, and also really nice reclaim of Monday's low. And as some added confluence, we had 2-hour demand right there. So it's always a nice setup when the demand is like right on top of the other area of interest that we're kind of watching. So that was pretty clean by Luna. I mean, this was such a tight consolidation that you don't expect this type of a level to break on the first shot. So it was like we were consolidating above support, If this broke down, this level was going to be really strong resistance. If we broke up, this level was going to be really strong support. And we broke out of this. And now Luna is back on the move. See if I have anything else on this chart that's worth noting. Yeah, just a really nice reclaim of the weekly open and also of Monday's low. And I think it's also important to kind of make a note of what coins react really bullishly after a market-wide dump like that. So like when I quickly scan through these, Luna's one of the strongest ones. It's already broken the high right before that low time frame dump that Bitcoin had. FTT's below it. Sol is up near it but not above. AVAX also right near it. Ethereum. So like Ethereum and Luna, you can quickly gauge strength like that. Link looks pretty good too. Similar setup. Monday's range, traded below it, reclaimed, and swept the low. Weekly open also right there. So there were a lot of nice setups on this dump a couple hours ago. Comp chart looks pretty insane. I mean, we had this crazy pump and then lost the entire thing. But yeah, so Luna looks really solid. Link we also briefly talked about. Remember why that's on there. Serum's close to looking really good, I think. So we had all these lows here, like at similar levels, and we basically just took out all of them. This low right here, these three, this one, just took out all those lows on this dump. And now if we can reclaim this range low, then I think Serum will be looking really good. It's kind of battling that level right now. We have this lower time frame range. This support held. So now if we get a breakout like this, that's kind of the long stop loss there. And this is one of those situations where the lower time frame price action and like setup is right on top of a higher time frame one. So it's an opportunity to get a really tight entry at high time frame levels of interest. So if we do get some breakout like this, got your stop loss there. Zooming out, that would be a first target, but we could, if this level flips, I mean Serum is off to the races. So it's like up to the range high, that's a 2.8 R trade instead of like 1 point something if you're using this wick as your invalidation. So it's a similar setup, but we're trying to zoom in, find this setup on a lower time frame basis to squeeze out higher risk reward to make more money on that trade. And if the high time frame setup plays out, then the low time frame entry will profit very nicely. So looking for something like that on Serum. Atom, this is kind of funny. Tagged, well, I had it here first. Wherever you want to draw that though. Wherever you want to draw that. Atom had this breakout after high time frame consolidation and basically did the perfect trend line retest and is pushing back up off that. I think we were looking to long in this region. It might be on my other chart. Maybe I deleted it. Whatever. But there was a ton of confluence around that level. The monthly open, this range high, like this section right here was a really nice long opportunity on Atom. And it's like everybody wanted to be involved in this Atom pump, but then as soon as it gives people an entry, kind of get nervous. But still bullish on Atom. I mean, I don't think, I mean, there's still a somewhat of a setup here. I mean, it's similar to what we've seen with other stuff, right? Range, break out of the range, retest. A lot of coins look like this right now. Just need to find the ones that you want to long. Personally, I think Sol and Luna look particularly good. They're showing a lot of strength, but Link looks good too. I think Serum's close if it can break above like 7.1. Atom's pretty good. Realistic target for Apex, I don't know, like 50, 100 mil market cap. It's at like 10 mil market cap right now. Tell the long guys to chill. They actually, landscapers are weed whacking right outside my window right now. Not the best timing, but did I ever trade Doge? I have before. I didn't catch this move, but I think, I wonder if I should turn my mic sensitivity down. I don't know how long they'll be right out there. I need one of those on-air lights right outside my castle. Is there a chainsaw in my... It was literally a weed whacker right outside the window. I didn't think it was going to come through the mic that loud. Let me go look. They're leaf blowing out there. Alright, maybe if the mic sensitivity is down like this. It's a leaf blower, so it's extra loud. If the mic sensitivity is like this, it might be better. Sorry about that. Not the best timing. I need to tell those guys I'm busy Tuesday and Thursday. It's not bad. Well, like 10 of you guys started yelling at me about it. I'm just kidding. I think some of the Shiba money might flow into Doge. However you want to call it. But I don't trade it very much. You guys want to see Dot? Dot had a perfect retest of our SR level that we've been watching. I've been saying as long as we hold this, I'm bullish on Dot. I haven't been actively like leverage trading it much myself, but I think it looks good from a high time frame perspective as long as that level holds. A peng, is Dot like one of your biggest holdings? I feel like every stream you need the Dot TA. AVAX looking pretty good. We might be getting the AVAX long soon. Do something like this, something like that. That'd be a nice entry. How is Apex doing today? Not bad. It's at 10.4 mil market cap. Biggest bags besides Sol. Sol, AVAX, Ethereum, I would say. I don't hold a ton of spot Luna, but I have a good amount of leverage Luna open. Did I mint Soul Gods? No, I did not. I'm sick of projects that put soul in their name. You guys want a Discord invite link? I'll give you guys a Discord link. People who hang out in the streams deserve to be in the Discord. Diver says no. Okay, don't click on this, Diver. Everyone else click on it. Was the recent marketing Apex money giveaway move the things coming down the line? I don't know what they did recently. I haven't checked. I know they're giving away a Bored Ape, which costs like 150K or something like that. I think that could be a bit of a catalyst for them. 150K giveaway is kind of thick. Phantom, FTM. Phantom and One have reacted very strong. I don't know if I would agree. Well, I guess which dump are we talking about, right? It did a good job after this dump. But then today, Phantom hasn't been so hot. Oh, I think they're giving away some AVAX and some AVAX apes or something. But I think the big giveaway is the Bored Ape. I don't know if they're doing that one yet. From who did I learn TA? All over the place and a lot of trial and error, man. Can you explain how to recognize important SR levels like 58.5? Is that the weekly SR that we got? Well, that level is basically the high before our first like nuke. So I was like, okay, that seems like it would be significant. And then over time, this retest right there added some validity to it. So basically the last high before our really big nuke. So ever since that, I was like, okay, this is an important level I want to keep my eye on. And then we stalled below here for a while. Also had that first retest, couldn't break it, consolidated for like a day, and then finally broke out of it. So it started way back here, but then also the recency added more validity, I guess you could say. How much money have you lost in trading before you started making a ton of money? I would say be prepared to lose like 80 or 90% if you just like jump straight into trading. Yeah, if you're getting started, CryptoCred has good stuff. Trader SZ's live streams, Main does live streams. I'm sure plenty of people trade similarly to the way that I do, but there are certain nuances that are different for everyone. Crypto Cred does a good job of explaining like SR and things like that. Cred's actually redoing a lot of his stuff. He didn't delete it. He just made it private. But how do you decide spot versus leverage? Typically spot are more of my longer term plays. I did see that cost of tuition though. Yeah, pretty much. But you can reduce that possible cost of tuition if you just like don't start with a big amount. Like let's say you have 10 grand that you want to get started with in trading. Deposit like $200 or like actually start trading with 200 for like a few months. Like a lot of people say to start with paper trading. But I think instead of paper trading, trade but risk just like very little money instead. Because then you at least have some skin in the game. BNB recovered strong today. Just looking if there are any other big gainers. I don't care about Step. Vesper. But yeah, I'm more or less expecting a bit of consolidation next few hours for Bitcoin. So I think we'll just be chilling. Doesn't look like AVAX is going to break above that SR level quite yet. You can see it's rejecting again. GRT. I wouldn't touch this right now. I mean, look, it's still in this range, whereas the things that we do want to trade have broken out. Sure, you could like think you're catching this earlier if you expect it's going to go up, but I would rather buy into strength. Mid-range is holding pretty strong here on Sol. But as soon as that breaks, like 201, I like it. When do I think Bitcoin will top out? I would just be guessing if I had an answer. I think the best possible guess you can do is compare this cycle with other cycles, but I'd still rather trade things level to level than try and pick like a top. Do I also trade news? Not really. Mostly based off TA. What's meaning it? Technical analysis. Yeah. What's your opinion on trading without a stop loss? If you don't have a stop loss, then how do you calculate your position size? Because position size is dependent on what you're willing to risk and what the distance is to your stop loss. But if you don't have a stop loss, then how do you calculate position size? I would never take a leverage trade without a stop loss because I would never know what position size to enter. What's up, Felix? But I don't really have stop losses on spot positions. Spot you can have without a stop loss, especially if it's like if your Bitcoin's in cold storage, you don't have a stop loss on it. But any leverage trade, I would absolutely be using a stop loss. Thinking about PS, position size, not degen retailers. Yeah. I think Sol has a ton of upside. You don't think it's been consolidating? I would argue that it did for this whole, well, maybe this whole period of time. I think Sol is ready for another leg. I mean, this size of consolidation kind of looks like this one. I guess my circles are different sizes. I bet they're a few days, or like 5 to 10 days off. 31, 32. And this one's like 40. I think it's consolidated for long enough. I still see a lot of upside with Sol. What was my biggest loss? Like percentage? I mean, I've taken huge hits on spot when Bitcoin nukes. This wasn't a fun day. I'm very bullish on Joe, Brennan. That's why I was, it's partially why I was interested in working with them, because I think the product's really good. I'm bullish on the coin. They're doing a ton of stuff. I don't know much about Floki other than that it's just a meme coin. Do I think Sol NFTs will come back? Yeah, I do. I think we're seeing some volatility. Ideally, you'd want to see Bitcoin hold around there, but it might just range like we were talking about. Yeah, I think Sol NFTs had like one parabolic move, and now they're kind of chilling out. See ya, Spaniardo. How much money do I have on the sidelines to invest? I don't think I'm going to answer that. What do I think is a realistic price for Joe? I have no idea, guys. Price targets are just guesses. How does it feel to have 5.7 billion? I kind of thought about like not tweeting for a week and just having that be my last tweet, and then people would start to be like, wait, is he actually serious? How do I scale out of positions? How many percent to take out at TP1? It depends. Depends on the trade. Florian does really want to know about my net worth. He's trying to put some clues together. But hey, this hourly candle actually looks better now on Bitcoin, in my opinion. How much percent of my portfolio? Florian? You got a lot of money questions, and I'm starting to think you're a Fed. NFTs I'm interested in. We talked about 3 that I'm looking forward to. Florian, do you also want to know my social security number? IRS. He's Fed, yo, get him. NFTs I'm interested. Yeah, we talked about this in the last stream. There are 3 coming up that I'm looking forward to. Tripping balls, plush pandas, and here, I'll just pull them up. This is one of them. Plush pandas. I can just go to the websites. They don't have a launch date set yet. Tripping balls. I don't know if they have a launch date set yet either. When can I get one? Oh, November 4th. And then David's Renaissance. Are on November 6th. So those are 3 projects I'm looking forward to. And I'm going to do some like little write-ups in my Discord about why exactly. What is my usual leverage? You should watch my risk management video. Yeah, I got 2 of those goblin brains. We'll see how they do. What's my bank account number, balance, and social security? I do think this bull run is a little different because alts are doing really well. Seems like even bigger projects like the Tower and Goblin Labs are dropping in price fast post mint. You think it's just a better idea to pick up NFTs post listing than mint in the near future? It could be. I think Sol NFTs are just like having a market wide pullback basically. Rugston, I think it's kind of fun. Facebook name change bullish for Neo Nexus. I have no idea. What's my Bybit password? I wasn't interested in Soul Gods. I don't really like projects that have soul in their name. Thank you, Brennan. Why do I like those projects beyond the other hundreds? There are a few different reasons. We talked about them in the last stream, but I can give a brief overview. Very brief. Plush Pandas, their idea is actually unique in the sense that they are trying to create a research community. They're giving things quantifiable ratings. And yeah, it's like a score. They have this whole scoring system. It's pretty impressive. Like they did a report on the Goblin Laboratory. You can see they have all this criteria as to like to quantify a project's value, and then they give it a score at the end. And if the score is like above a certain level, it means like mint as many as you can. If it's, etc. But I think it's really cool how they basically have like a quantifiable way of rating or judging a project. So I think that's a unique idea. I think tripping balls is a unique idea because they're similar to medieval pixels, but I think these guys will actually be able to execute better. And the fact that it's on Sol, I think they have a better chance because no one wanted to buy medieval pixels when gas was so expensive. But basically 70% of royalties go into a project treasury. Then they're going to buy stuff and randomly give it away to holders. So I think that's a cool idea. And then David's Renaissance, the artist is doxed. He's like an actual in real life artist. I like what they're doing in terms of like, so for some rarities, like some of them you'll be able to burn your NFT for like an actual marble bust or for a piece of art or whatever. So they look pretty cool as well. And they're starting to pick up some more hype. So that's the quick one. Oh yeah, Facebook did change their name to Meta, but I don't know what that has to do with NeoNexus. Florian, I think that range setup is a good thing for you to keep an eye on. Let me find it. There you go. Yeah. I think Goblin should have been a much lower mint price and a much lower supply, but hey, I'm not in charge. I think the project could have, I mean, he's getting a ton of volume and they sold out, so I guess you can't knock it, but all right, mid-range rejected on Sol, so we're going to keep an eye on that. Serum, still not breaking out. And avax. A Dion. And avax also got rejected. So once we break out above that level, I think that's when we're going to want to look for longs. But right now, I'm just going to let the market... that was the long I'm in, but didn't post about it earlier. So I think we're going to let the market do its thing. I'd like to see 60.6K hold for Bitcoin. But I wouldn't be surprised if this just consolidates for a bit. Why am I listening to elevator music? People say they like the lo-fi background music. I do not have any pesky penguins. Am I holding or looking into any coins on Atom? Yeah, I am a little bit. I actually do want to get more exposure to the Atom ecosystem, so stay tuned for that. Yeah, don't knock the lo-fi. You'll have some people coming after you. We have a lot of people like the lo-fi. Do I have an open Spotify playlist? No, well, it's a Lo-Fi Girl on YouTube. They like stream. They basically live stream 24/7. I know they have a playlist, but I just like click on the live stream because when I set up my live streams, I'm going to YouTube anyway. So, oh my goodness. Hey, that's kind of what we wanted though. Retest of Monday's low. Just retested this SR level. But man, we're getting some volatility. If I had to guess, I would probably say that was our dip right there. But I don't want to touch this right now. I have nothing against elevators. All right, if Bitcoin's bullish, we'd want to see it hold here. But man, this is just getting wicky. Getting wicked. But all the silliness aside, oops, this is the level. Like, this looks crazy because it all happened so fast, right? But this right here is what we wanted to see Bitcoin reclaim. Just so happens that we nuked, pumped, and then nuked again to get above it. But yeah, I said 60.6 a few minutes ago as the level that we want to see hold. So let's see what we get. Is it your brother dumping on us again like that $200 soul? Dude, he well, I help him out with his I keep him posted on his portfolio, but he basically just has a I have a sub account for him. But yeah, didn't we I sold some of his soul at like 190 something on this run up. He's back in though. We bought the dip. He's killing it. It does kind of feel like we're back in the BitMEX days, huh? Any gaming recommendations? I don't know. I don't really get to game too much. Any word on timing of the next GGSG move? I don't know exactly what you're looking for. I mean, I feel like all NFTs, the reason you buy them is to be a part of the community, you know? Everyone wants some kind of like utility with their NFTs, but it's like if you want utility, just go stake some tokens. Your NFTs don't need to give you some passive income. That's literally what like farming is for. I don't know. I just think it's funny. Like NFTs at the beginning, people were like, oh, this is cool. The art's cool. I'll join this community. And now everyone's like, oh, like I need my utility from this or I don't want to buy it, you know? Yeah, altcoin charts do move with Bitcoin a lot of the times. Like if Bitcoin's going to dump, it's unlikely anyone is going to, or any alt is going to go the opposite direction immediately. But like when Bitcoin consolidates or if it's going up, an alt can go up more or go up, you know. Like there is a correlation. I don't know anything about C98. The Gecko team sounds like they just are focusing on community building and focus on the lore. I'm still not selling any geckos. So, all right. I think that is gonna do it for today. If you guys have any other questions, you can try and tag me in the Discord and I'll do my best to get around to answering it, but the amount of tags I've gotten recently is pretty crazy, so I haven't been able to get around to anything, or everything. But at certain times, I'm able to answer a few questions in the Discord. And we will stream again on Tuesday. If I have some time this weekend, maybe I'll record a video or something. But the next scheduled stream is on Tuesday. Also, another example. Look how much stronger Ethereum is than Bitcoin. It's basically just retesting this demand. So, anyway, I'll talk to you guys soon. We'll for sure stream on Tuesday. Maybe we'll do something before that. Yes, I have a free Discord. I will post another link for it for those of you that want to join. There we go. How quickly do I don't know which zones you're talking about. Ranges, you kind of just see them. I use Monday's ranges as well, which is just the high and the low of Monday. I look for demand levels, which are at the beginning of impulsive moves, and then just SR. All right. We can try and do something more in depth another time, but yeah, it's basically SR ranges, supply and demand. Just takes a lot of time to see it quicker. So, all right, guys. We'll talk soon. Peace.